What's going on, guys and girls? So I was thinking about a new series on this channel where I basically edit a photo in 7 minutes or less in Lightroom, not including the intro and the outro, obviously this being the intro. Now you could actually get the raw image that I'll be using today for free from Reddit in a subreddit called Edit My Raw. The community is pretty small, and part of the purpose of this video is to get more people involved. But anyway, it's basically a subreddit where people post their raw photos for other people to edit. And they also host a weekly edit competition, which is pretty cool. I'll put the Reddit thread and download link of this raw file in the description below. So if you want to follow along or practice on this raw, that's where you can find it. So without further ado, let's start the edit timer here. This is the photo that we're going to be working on. And the first thing that I generally do when editing photos is I check if the alignment is straight. Kudos to the photographer, because this looks pretty dang straight to me, so we won't have to touch the alignment of this at all. The second thing we're going to do is kind of get rid of like distractions within the image, like litter. We'll probably get rid of this right there. Probably get rid of this little shrub here as well. So we're going to do that using the spot removal tool. So go ahead and I guess I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to press Q on my keyboard to bring up the spot removal tool. And I'll just go ahead and, well, let's change the feather to about 30 on the top right there. And we're going to use the scroll wheel on the mouse to make the circle bigger, and we're going to click on that piece of litter or that rock or whatever it was, and we're going to pick somewhere that looks indistinguishable. There we go, that looks good. We're going to come over here and we're going to get rid of this pole. And with the spot removal tool, you can actually click and hold and drag. Bam, just like that. It'll recommend a spot. We'll do that. So it's clear to me that I won't get this done in under 7 minutes. So I'm going to get rid of all the litter I can, and then we'll come back to the future with all the litter and that stuff gone. So I'm going to stop recording, and then I'm going to start recording once it's done. I'll be back. All right, guys, we are back from the post-process community service there. We basically just got rid of a lot of junk and stuff that looked kind of distracting. So here's a before, and then here's an after. Just got rid of all the junk around the lake, got rid of that pole, this rock over here, and all that good stuff. So let's get down to the bulk of the edit, which is making the image like really pop. That's what most people are here for, right? So let's actually come to the temperature. White balance I leave as shot, but the temperature I'm going to make it a little warmer. Not too warm, because then you have like this desolate Sahara desert kind of landscape, but we're going to make that probably like 60-50. The tint we'll leave alone. The exposure will bump it up just a slight bit, and the contrast we're going to bump that down to like -10. I really don't mess with contrast, and if I do mess with contrast, it's in the negatives. So -10 is good. Now this is where it starts getting crazy, and you kind of have to trust the process. We're going to go to highlights, move that all the way to the left to preserve the detail on the highlights, and then we're going to do the same with the shadows, but the opposite way. Don't panic, the picture now looks like garbage, but that's okay, because we're going to fix it by setting the white and black points. And in order to do that, we're going to hold shift, double click on the whites, and we're going to do the same thing with the blacks. Double click on the blacks while holding shift, and it still looks it's a lot better, but it still looks kind of crazy. So that's why we're going to come to the tone curve here, and if yours doesn't look like this, you need to hit that button to make it look like this, and we're going to set 3 points. Sorry guys, I'm just like talking really fast because I don't know if I could do this in under 7 minutes. Hopefully it does end up being 7. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go, whatever. I like to fade out the blacks, and in order to do that, we're going to take the leftmost point and bring it up just a bit. And we're going to take this point and drop that down just a bit, maybe to the left. There we go, and we're going to take the middle point here, drop that one down. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You don't need to know. You just need to follow along here, because learning is overrated, right, guys? All right, I'm going to move. I think that point looks good. I'm not even going to mess with the last point. That's fine. So here is a before, and here is an after. kind of just gives you more local contrast control, which is what the tone curve is there for. It's a really nice tool to use. Okay, next thing, the sky looks pretty washed out and pretty bland. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a grad filter. You could hit M on your keyboard or press that button at the top right, and we are actually going to go from the bottom to the top. Whoops. We're going to drag this down just a bit, maybe drag that up there, do that, okay. And we're going to mess with the tint here, or the temperature. We're going to drop that to like -50, -47. Oh my gosh, that already looks better, right guys? So we're also going to go ahead and lower the exposure, -0.5 or so. And we're going to drop the highlights all the way down. And we're going to drop the blacks to like -50. What do you think about that? Okay, now that kind of looks too dramatic for me, but we'll roll with that anyway. We'll fix it later. We're also going to do a grad on the bottom, from bottom to top, just slightly. We're going to change the exposure to like -0.5. What that does is it kind of gives it like a depth to the image. As you can see, it makes the bottom darker, which kind of gives it like a 3D effect. Pretty cool. I do that on most photos that are taken from the ground. That looks good. We're just going to hit enter there and check this before and after right now, guys. That is freaking gnarly. That is so gnarly. Okay, so enough with that stupid talk. We're going to go down a little bit and go into color. We're going to actually desaturate the blues. Yes, we're going to desaturate the blues. We're going to change the hue of the blue to like -10 to give it a lighter color. Honestly, I just thought that whole grad filter was too overkill. So yeah. All right, now here comes the fun part. We're going to scroll down. We're going to skip split toning because who cares about that? We're going to skip detail because I think it has some good detail. One thing that I do check always in my images is the remove chromatic aberration button. You don't really need to know what that does. You could Google search that. And then we're going to scroll down a little more into camera calibration. And here's where things kind of get spicy with the color of the image. We're going to change this saturation down even further. Okay, because I mentioned that it was a little saturated and I didn't like that. But you know, it's all up to you what you want to do here, honestly. Like, it's your photo or it's your edit, so do whatever you want. We're gonna change the hue to like -25-ish, and what that does is it kind of changes the tone of the image. Check out those blues. Like, here's the before and then here's the after. So that's pretty cool. We're also going to change the hue of the green here. Let's see, let's do like -12, -10-ish. And then we'll change the saturation to like 21. But why so exact? I don't know. All right, we'll turn that off and then we'll turn that on. That looks pretty good. I kind of want to go up here, change the vibrance to, or saturation to -10 because it looks way too crazy. We'll probably swing the clarity to 5. And maybe change the vibrance to -5. And I think we're done. I think we're done. How long has it been? I don't know. Hopefully it's been less than 7 minutes. I don't think it has been, though. But yeah, we're done. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. So here is the before. Oops. And here is the after. Jesus, that just looks incredible. What an incredible edit. So we're done, boys and girls. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and like the video. And if you want more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I have a few videos that are part of the under 7 minute series that I'm working on right now. So keep an eye out for those. Also, I'm pretty active on Instagram, so if you would like, pretty please throw me a follow. It's really the only social media that I use. But anyway, folks, I will see you in the next video. Peace.